Hello, my name is Iris. I garden in Zone 4. I also have a metropolitan garden, so urban gardens are a little different than your traditional broader landscape. So I wanted to take a moment. Today's date is September 27th, 2020. There's a lot going on in the world between the pandemic and social injustices, and garden therapy kept me sane. So just wanted to encourage anyone in a metropolitan area in the north who might also use the garden to maintain their sanity as well. Here are some encouraging components. My garden itself was a ground level garden on the back fence of our property, and I mentioned to my husband I wanted to participate in the garden walk. I turned around and we had a whole landscaping project. So let me show you some of our newer arrivals, as well as some that have been here for a while. My most favorite is the yucca plants, which I got from my father-in-law, who is no longer with us, and we have a memory stone for him. But these yucca plants perform so generously this year. Their seedlings I'll probably try to collect, but maybe not. They just are amazing, and this one yucca plant has had multiple children throughout our garden. This is a hibiscus who was originally planted on the east side of our garden in the front landscape, and was shaded by our porch, and really maybe gave me one bloom a year. But now that she's on the west end, she has every day given us a beautiful blossom to enjoy. There is another hibiscus in the corner here. She's a new arrival and has already spent her blooms, but want her to get nicely rooted so next year they can enjoy a beautiful home with us over the summer. Pardon my back. I will continue. I think I'll go this way. We have lamb's ears. This mother plant has had several offspring as well. A little foliage discoloration. I'm thinking she's about to go to sleep. There better not be something trying to attack her. I will get it. And then this is our smoke bush. This is his second season with us. Everything can't be a she.
Yes, it can.
But this is our second season together, and this is one of my husband's favorite plants. So I really want it to perform well for us. And my husband tolerates my gardening so kindly most of the time that I want the ones he loves to really keep him on a positive for us. My garden started with a friend from church giving us hostas, and that's how I used to work out, by just planting plants and moving shrubs and planting trees. And now it's truly a mission of love. This is a clipping from a rose of Sharon. She has white blossoms. Another baby hosta started here. This shrub is the mother of 3. She's now a triad, and she has 2 children on the median portion of our property. We're just gonna walk through the backyard today. These are lilies with a beautiful light yellow blossom, hosta Aristotle, and this is a tropical plant that vines, and I'm gonna try to winter her over in the house. But this is her name. She's called Daphilia. You guys can help me pronounce that correctly. And she was not $6.99. I think she was $3. So it's nothing like getting something to beautify your living space on a bargain when it's amazing. Did I mention the mothballs?
Not yet.
I'm contending with some vermin, and we're gonna see how this goes. This is a euonymus bush that's been with us at least 5 years. Last year I braided her just to get some structure and uniqueness to her. Next year I hope to put her in a potted plant arrangement. These are the Angel 9 barks that I got on clearance. I cut them back because they were spending a lot of energy trying to have their leafage adapt to their new environment. So I'm praying that they will come back next season full force. Hosta, and then I love the lime hostas, and with the fence having been completed, I'm hoping the lime hostas will really be bright now instead of, why is there so much sun? This is a male fern on clearance. We'll see how he feels next year. He's a little irritated right now. Another Angel 9 bark, some daylilies. This beautiful young lady literally said, once we put the fence up, all I needed was just a little bit of shade. And I will say that's the biggest learning component of gardening, is not just getting them in the ground, watching them each year, but learning where they best perform. So I'm grateful that nature's a patient teacher. Here we have dwarf hydrangea quickfire. I'm eager to see what she's going to provide us with next year. Her foliage will be beautiful eye candy for us from the kitchen. Hostas again, Angel 9 bark, aerosol. Some more clearance perennials, but she has very promising expectations. This is her blossom, and her foliage is still green, although her blossoms are mostly taken care of for the year. I love sunflowers, and the pollinators do as well, and they help this garden stay active. We have some fancy grass, and then the conclusion of this corner is the oak leaf hydrangea, again on clearance. Very excited about not breaking the bank with my love for gardening. But this guy can get quite full, so wanted to give it some space, and again, beautiful foliage for us to enjoy from the kitchen. This side of the garden has been cut back already. I recently received some transplant plants. So my irises and daylilies have already gone to bed for the season. More clearance plants. Didn't want to cut them back as their rooting system is still getting acclimated to the soil. Preparing for the winter, these guys. This is the only mum. I bought 10 one year. There was a clearance, and they were all promised to be able to withstand northern winters, and out of the 10, only one. So then I was done with mums. But I split this one plant into a potted plant and one in the front, and she has not disappointed. So it took me a minute, but I love you again because you have done your thing. These again are some clearance items that I'm hoping get a chance to root well and can perform for us. But the debate is off. I tell you, it's not lavender. Ashley, take a sniff. I think it's peppermint. It's not mint. We'll let you guys know.
You're asking the wrong person.
We'll let you guys know. Clearance items, the yuccas. She's had so many children. But this is what I plan to do with the garden walk, was to just have the names on stone. And then I think next year I'm going to bag up some offshoots so we can share the wealth. This is the house side of the garden. These guys will eventually be moved once we complete all of our landscaping projects. But this is a hydrangea limelight. And when this one was planted here, as you can see, we get direct sun. We have no tree shade on our property, and she was getting burnt by all the direct light. Again, I apologize for the sound. We are in a city dwelling. Our home is in a metropolitan area, and our firehouse is about 2 blocks away, so we get a lot of noise, ambiance, a lot of ambiance,
Some action.
some action going on. But nothing can take away from the hydrangea limelight. So I cut back her foliage because I was concerned that it was going to spend so much time trying to adapt to all the sun. And did she not just say, oh, a new house, do we? Do we have a new house? And sent out all this foliage to get ready as they just perform nicely before the end of the season. This is that shrub I told you I split. I had a history of splitting when I felt like it, not in the right season. We won't talk about that, but I've learned. And these guys are very forgiving. So when we complete our landscaping projects, I already have babies ready to beautify our space. Another euonymus bush ready to perhaps grow into something unique. These are berries, blueberries. I'm gonna bring it in for the winter and hope it will stay for us, and then vine out and provide some fruit for us next year. This is again another hydrangea limelight. I've fallen in love with them. Garden Addict has spread the love of hydrangeas, and I can truly see the beauty of them. So it has adapted well to the direct sun, and when it goes to sleep, they all bloom on new bark. So I will prune them in March. This is my basil, and I just love it. I love the smell of it whenever I make a salad. Wash these guys real good, and it's nothing like fresh herbs. But I'm gonna winter them in the house, see how they make out. They performed really nicely with our other herbs on the front of the landscape on the east side of the property. I'm just gonna do the backyard right now, but I will tell you that I have a hydrangea mystery, and maybe you all can help us with that. These guys, look how healthy, look how firm and broad leaf they are. I cannot tell you what type of hydrangea they are, but this is their mother, and she has had 4 children. And this is the only shaded part of my garden. So they're on the shaded side of, this is the north end of our property. And just beautiful foliage, but no blooms at all. So next season, I will fertilize it and see if that'll encourage the blooms to come out. But if not, I will move them to the sunny side of the property and see if that'll help them perform. So this is the mother. Pardon me for walking too close to the camera, but these are the children. I actually had a girlfriend give me a baby hydrangea here. She was on the sunny side of the house and she bloomed, but something was chasing her. I told you I'm chasing some vermin, so I moved her over here because these guys, their foliage was much healthier, but at the same time, they didn't bloom. I'm gonna fertilize and just take it from here. I think that they should stay on this side of the garden only because one of the children is in the sunny side and did not perform well. Didn't have a bloom, but nor did its foliage do well either. So that may be a soil content. I'm doing some soil testing before they all go to sleep and make sure I have what they need when it's time to get up in the spring. This is our north side property line, and about, I want to say 15 years ago, we planted Alberta Spruces and Albervites just for a natural fence. It's a sound buffer as well as beautiful eye candy for us to come and enjoy our property. But it does help you not see too much of a main street traffic, and it does buffer the sound. They are 15 years old though, and our house is on a slope. And it's ironic that the higher the terrain, the more average the growth is, and then as the slope increases, the trees got taller. So that shows you it's just part of our unique family. It's very unique. Last year, the family put in a raised garden bed, but this year they put in this beautiful river rock and slate walk pathway for me, for us to enjoy. And when I say exceedingly and abundantly above all you could ask or think, my family, you guys, when your family gets in on the mission, I tell you, above what you could expect. These are another group of plants that I will be taking in. They are Cannas, and they did not bloom this year, so I'll be fertilizing this space. But I also think I have them throughout the front and back property. I will be placing them solely on the west end of the property, just for direct sun. This is there's also a
Motorcycle interference.
a motorcycle club not far. Not far from our property.
There's a motorcycle club not far from our home, so we get a lot of action.
Well, what's also nice about that, it is, again, September 27th, so who wouldn't be on a bike?
There we go.
So it is the end of September, and it's a beautiful day. It has to be 80 degrees, and it's very rare. These guys were late with me.
They missed their friends.
They
had to hurry
must
up.
have been held up by a bike. But who wouldn't be on a bike on such a beautiful day? So this is the Hydrangea Standard Phantom, and I am so excited about what this plant will offer our landscape. So really trying not to prune it now and to wait until March. So this guy is just gonna be able to withstand a little wind better. The raised garden bed, again, this adventure started with just, I want to participate in the garden walk, and boom, we have the raised garden bed. The entire family just blew my mind with that. And
Happy
then
Mother's Day. Again.
I'm sorry?
Said Happy Mother's Day. Again.
I mean, just blew my mind. And again, when someone says, well, help, you don't want to sit there and say, all I wanted was 60 bags of mulch. And they had this to offer. So I was just like, okay, we'll get some bricks. Bricks. Each paycheck picked up some bricks. So this is also to encourage anybody who can't just run and go hire a landscaping team to do what your brain has decided would look good for you. It can take time, but it can still come out beautifully. These are our annuals. Again, that walkway with the river rocks and the slate really just makes you want to come and enjoy your backyard. Here is my very first successful tomato plant. I will be doing these again in the future. Now just seeing tomatoes in the grocery store makes you like pause, because I can't wait to grow my own. These are the last of a very generous plant that I picked up at Home Depot, and they're just ripening up. I'm just very pleased with them. This is my original experience with the Angel 9-bark. She's part of the original garden at ground level, and she's got to be 15, 17 years old, as well as this evergreen. Delia, part of my husband's jobs fundraising, they sold bulbs instead of candy, and I was their biggest contributor, because they, not the biggest, but it felt like I was his biggest order, but has not failed to give a wonderful showing in the late autumn, and it's just starting autumn, but September, still getting beautiful flowers from it. This tiger grass, fancy grass, not petunia. Some of these plants I really want to just master their names so that you all can enjoy them with me. But all that to say, it's been an amazing experience having a garden to just get your hands into the soil. My grandmother used to say, if you can put your hands in the dirt, you'll always be grounded. So I hope your garden is providing you with a good foundation to get your mind in place to tackle the daily challenges. Be encouraged. Use your garden to beautify your space, even if it takes a long time. Even if you have to project, these plants will be what we use in the future because our future plans look bright. Be encouraged. We'll end with this patio that my family put in. We've never sawed patio bricks before, but my husband, sure enough, took his time and got that border just right for us, where we all started getting sunburned and sun exhaustion, and he just really pulled it out and landed it perfectly for us. And we concluded this with a hedge of boxwoods. Again, on clearance, I try my best not to go into the red with the garden and just enjoy it. So enjoy the fall. This garden experience is a metamorphosis. I really don't do fall gardening. I really wind down because we're so north, and our winters are quite aggressive. They come in quick and stick around for a while. So enjoy the garden. Thank you for watching the video. Have a wonderful fall season.